Yo, check it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have an absolutely crazy video. We're going to be looking at AMC, GME, and SPY. We're going to be showing you macroeconomics to show that when we see major downturns in the market, you see ultimate short squeezes. We're also going to be looking at how the outages could be affecting the overall stock market and showing you the possible recovery for AMC and GME stock. You do not want to miss a second of this video. Let's go ahead and not waste any more of your precious time, though, and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back for another video with DataZero. This is your weekly outlook and prediction. Do not want to miss a second of this video. We're going to be talking about a potential market downturn and how that could cause a short squeeze. We're also going to be talking about how we see AMC and GME based off the charts, facts, and data. Let's go ahead and hop right in with GameStop and show you guys and girls what's going on with the technicals for this week for GameStop stock. Now, GameStop stock right off the bat, you can see that is in a falling wedge. This is a bullish indication of a reversal. Keep that in mind, a bullish indication of a reversal. You can see that the falling wedge had a peak of $29.99, which means the overall price target for this falling wedge would be that $29.99 level, $30. Now remember what happens with GameStop when it breaks over that $30 level, it tends to see a run to the upside, and these are all indications of what the 2021 fractal is saying. If we go back in time and take the 2021 fractal from the run-up on GME stock, which is what we've done here and have been tracking, you can see that it shows you eerily what is happening with the price action right now. We've had an overall double bottom structure form in the current price time. You guys can see that this is the current price action and this is the 2021 fractal after the massive run-up on GameStop stock. You can see that we had this double bottom here, bottom one, bottom number two, bottom one, bottom two. Then we got a push to the upside, which is this pig segment here. You have the push to the upside, which is that bull flag consolidation, push to the upside, bull flag consolidation. Then we get a big pump up and then an immediate sharp downturn to the downside. Then we get a big pump up and an immediate sharp downturn to the downside. Now, it's very interesting that we have this falling wedge because the falling wedge gives us the price target of $30 if we do break out of this falling wedge, and it is showing signs of a reversal. We also have a buy orders right down here at about $24, which is at the very base of the falling wedge, and I'm going to be talking about that potential price target here in a second, so you want to stay tuned. You can see that if we do break out of this falling wedge, we're going to see a nice pop to the upside back towards that price target of $30. And again, if GameStop breaks over $30, it absolutely loves to pump. You can see what happened last time we broke above $30. We got a huge move to the upside, and you can see the fractal is calling for another move to the relative high of the previous rally, which is at about $45 to $50. If we go ahead and draw a line straight across from the previous rally that we just had on GameStop, it goes to about $45 to $50. So I'm expecting this rally to take place once GameStop gets this recovery, breaks out of this falling wedge, and breaks above that $30 level, giving us confirmation that we are going to see much higher price targets. So as far as GameStop as a whole for this week, I do think this week is going to be a week of recovery. I do think this is going to be a green week, and I think GameStop stock is set up for a pump back to the upside. Even though I know morale is down for the apes, I think this is when we're going to see a reversal and things are going to start getting spicy. So we're going to be tracking this closely on the live stream, so press like and subscribe right now to lock in and stay tracking with this stuff, because during the live streams I unroll this stuff and give you guys the news as it is happening. So make sure you check that out and subscribe right now and lock in. GameStop, to confirm that if we did break out of the falling wedge, you want to see a break above 25.03. If we see a break above that 25.03 level, you're going to see a movement back towards 25.93, and of course the major level of 26.67, which is the last major support and resistance before that $30 level. So this is what we're looking at for GameStop stock. We want to see a break above that 25.03 level. If we confirm 25.03 as resistance again, unfortunately you're going to see a move down towards that $24 level, which is where I expect GameStop to bounce at that point in time if we did make that move down towards $24. So the absolute low that I'm thinking we're going to see for GameStop stock is $24. Now, on this channel, I want you pretty much prepared for anything and in any eventuality. I want you to know the price target of $22 2250. If we break up below 2250, that means the fractal is invalidated and we are off track. So we want to watch for that level on GameStop. And if we broke up below $4, that means that the fractal from the 2021 run up that we're going to talk about here in a second is off track as well. So we want to be watching for $4 on AMC and 2250 on GameStop stock. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the lowest we're going to be seeing is that $24 level as we break out of the falling wedge. I think this is going to be happening here on Monday during pre-market and Monday morning, and recovering into Monday into Tuesday, in my personal opinion, based off everything I'm seeing here. We have a little bit of bullish divergence starting to form. You can see that RSI is clearly starting to trend up as price trends down. Also, you can see that we had these wicks in after hours. Now, this happened on pretty much every single stock. I think this has something to do with the outage, and I'm going to talk about that here in the later half of the video. But we do have those wicks kind of retesting the outside of the wedge. Now, again, I think this is a little bit of a glitch. But as far as overall technicals are concerned, you can see we're right below the key levels that we need to be for both AMC and GameStop. Again, I'm going to talk about AMC here in a second. So GameStop stock, I think we're going to see a recovery for this week. I'm looking at a green week for GME. And again, levels we want to see a break above is that 2503 to get that recovery. If we confirm that as resistance one more time, we will be moving down towards $24, where I expect to get a bounce based off the charts, facts, and data. RSI sitting at those oversold territories, letting us know that smart buyers will be stepping in at these levels. You can also see MACD starting to curl up and even go green in some cases, letting us know bullish momentum is returning. And again, that RSI is where the smart buyers will be stepping in to buy low and of course sell at these higher ranges. So this is what I'm looking at for GameStop stock. Let's move into AMC and show you exactly what's going on for AMC stocks based off the charts, facts, and data. You can see that AMC stock is looking good. We did have a break above and close above max pain on last week. So last week we had a battle. I explained on Friday's video that they would have specific price targets for both AMC and GME stock. We talked about $24.98 to $24.99 for GameStop stock. You can see that it closed at $24.97, showing that the manipulation was in control, unfortunately, for GameStop stock. But we did have a win for the apes for AMC. AMC closing above 501, and you even had them going as far as saying on some brokers that it only closed at $5. It was key that we closed at 501. $5 call options being in the money, and of course a closing above max pain, allowing market makers to not get that maximum payout, which is a win for the apes. So this is what we're looking at for AMC. We do have this overall sloping support and resistance that we're checking out right now. We're breaking above it. This is a very good sign. If I were to just take the support and resistance that's marked in orange and turn it to yellow, you'll see a falling wedge structure for AMC using the support of the overall bull flag that we had talked about in previous videos. This bull flag is very, very indicative of a move back to the upside, as well as that falling wedge that you see here. This sloping resistance comes from the levels that we need to break to know that this overall downtrend is ending. You can see this double top structure type here. To know that that's ending, we need to break above the sloping resistance, and we needed to hold the bull flag. That's exactly what we're doing. And this bull flag is very, very key because it could mean that a bigger move is coming, even though most apes don't expect that move to be coming, because we did break out of the bull flag. Now we're coming back down and retesting it as support. If we can continue to hold it as support and move back to the upside, that is going to actually correlate with the 2021 fractal saying a much bigger move is coming, and I'm going to show you guys that here in a second. Right now, you guys can see that AMC is above the key levels of $5, and that is the level we need to see held to make sure AMC continues back to the upside. If we break above 525, that means the recovery is fully happening and we're on track back to the races. There is a very, very small gap fill here at $5.50 as well. Very, very small gap fill, but it's still a liquidity zone. And I think that we are going to be returning back to $5.50. And of course, if we get to that $6 level for AMC, that is when that fractal is going to start playing out from the 2021 run up, which we're going to get into here now. Now, I told you that if we did manage to break out of this bull flag, confirming it as support, you would see a push to the upside based off the price targets from the bull flag. Well, ironically, those price targets for the bull flag are the golden zone of $6. If we break above $6, that's where AMC really starts to pump. You can see last time we broke above $6, we got this big movement to the upside. We even came back down and confirmed it as support and got another move to the upside, quite a large move for AMC. When we get above that $6 level, that's when things will start to get interesting. And we know this for a fact because it's a major technical level, it's a major gamma level, and also they dumped 6 million short shares to try to make sure that we don't break that level. You can also see that they create these massive amounts of sell walls as well, but it doesn't seem like they can knock the algos off track. What it seems like happens is the algos get expanded. I'll show you here on GameStop basically what I mean by that, but it looks like the algos don't get knocked off track, but they get expanded. If you look at this segment here for GameStop, it is very, very condensed. While our current price action is still matching, it is more expanded. So I think all of the shorting that they're doing really just kicks the can down the road. It doesn't really knock the fractal off track, but I gave you the price targets to look for to see if we are getting off track and things are invalidated. That way you're prepared for any eventuality. Right now, what I'm seeing though, we do have these buy orders down here for AMC. It looks like AMC is going to be making a recovery based off everything I'm seeing here with the falling wedge. RSI having bullish divergence. You can see RSI clearly trending up as price clearly trending down. That bullish divergence is going to play out. Also, RSI being in these oversold territories, MACD curling up with the falling wedge and bull flag using as support. All very, very clear indications that AMC is going to be making a recovery, in my personal opinion, based off everything I'm seeing here. We're going to go back towards that $5.50 range. I know morale is low, but I'm thinking AMC is going to see a green week, in my personal opinion, and GameStop is going to see a green week, in my personal opinion. Now let's move into SPY. I'm going to give you guys and girls a little bit of news. With the overall outages that we have been seeing, those are still taking place, and we are still seeing disruptions. Whenever you have a mass amount of things going down at once, it's going to create ripple effects. This is not something that's just going to happen one day and be over and done with. And we've also seen these crazy wicks on every single stock in after hours. I reported it in the Discord, I put it on YouTube, but on every single stock, we're seeing these crazy wicks, and we're also seeing Bitcoin start to pump. I think we're getting towards that time where I've talked about where Bitcoin will decouple from the market will start to trend down. You're going to see Bitcoin start to trend up, and you're going to see meme stocks go crazy as they are starting to trend up as well. You guys can see that back before in 2008 when we had a major capitulation. Right here is the 2008 SPY chart. When back in October, when we had the most amount of capitulation, that is actually when we seen one of the biggest short squeezes of all time, the Volkswagen short squeeze. You can see here in October 2008, when we had max capitulation in the market, that's when we see the maximum move up for Volkswagen. Now, I'm not saying AMC is similar to Volkswagen, but it's all showing you historical context. When liquidity dries up, this is when we can see those massive short squeeze moves. Not when liquidity is going crazy and it's in full of abundance, but when liquidity dries up, a short squeeze is a liquidity crunch, and this is what we want. We want the market to start pulling back, and I believe we're getting into that time period where I said a recession would come, the market would start to pull back, Bitcoin would start to rally and decouple from the market, and the meme stocks will start to take off. I believe we are getting to that point, and SPY is beginning to top out. I believe that this bubble is going to be popping, and we have proof with Bitcoin continuing to rip to the upside, and I believe that SPY is going to be continuing to the downside based off everything I'm seeing here. And of course, we have massive things going on with outages, and the banks are in trouble right now. So all of this is going on while the banks are in trouble. I believe liquidity is low, and we are starting to see something much, much bigger come to fruition, and I will be giving you guys news and information as that comes out, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Now, as far as what we can see here for technicals on SPY below major levels right now and showing major signs of weakness. Right now, RSI is in those pretty oversold territories, so I wouldn't be surprised if SPY did get a little bit of a bounce. SPY retesting 550.30. Yes, or on Friday, which was showing lots of weakness. We have to break back above that level on SPY to show any signs of strength. We haven't even really retested the overall channel as resistance yet. other than one of those strange wicks, which I don't even think is valid. We haven't really retested it as resistance. So I want to see a bounce back up retesting it as resistance. But if we confirm this overall channel as resistance, that is going to be confirming more downside for SPY. Now you can see that we did have a slight confirmation here in after hours. Back last week, but I want to see if SPY can get back above the levels of 550.30. If SPY cannot get back above those levels, that is going to be confirmation of much more downside for SPY. I think unfortunately SPY is going to be seeing a red week based off of everything I'm seeing. I think pretty much NASDAQ is ready to go, and we're seeing a rotation out of these overvalued companies like Nvidia, like Apple, and we're seeing people rotate into the smaller cap stocks. You can see how Nvidia has this overall double top structure starting to play out. If Nvidia loses the key levels of 117.01, you're going to see much more downside for Nvidia. Multiple gaps fills to Nvidia. Nvidia, one of the main stocks holding up the market right now. Apple also starting to top out as well. Major gap fills to the downside. RSI was in that overbought territory, so I think Apple's going to be seeing a pullback, and we're seeing a rotation out of these overbought stocks. If you look overbought on the weekly at all-time highs, and we're seeing a rotation into the smaller cap stocks. That's why IWM, which is an index for smaller cap stocks, is absolutely pumping. This is an index tracking mid to small cap stocks. That's why this is pumping, and NASDAQ is starting to curl down because they're rotating out of these and moving into the lower cap, oversold, undervalued stocks, making their profits flip. That's what the smart money does all day. They take money and manipulate it and make it into more money. So that's why I think NASDAQ's ready to go. This bubble's ready to pop, and I think we're going to see another red week on SPY. Even though we've seen a huge red week last week, I think we're going to see another red week in my personal opinion. I believe that SPY is finally topping out. You just don't want to get caught shorting too early. Wait for more confirmation. If we do lose the key levels of 542.50, we're going to see absolute capitulation for SPY. If we can't get back above the levels of 550.30, that is going to be confirmation for more downside. And again, we did have these crazy wicks in after hours, but this did happen on every stock. I believe that this is a glitch in my personal opinion, and happened on almost every single stock. You can just check any stock and they've all had those crazy wicks and after hours. It doesn't matter what it is, man. Every single stock had those crazy wicks. So I think it had something to do with the outage in my personal opinion. I think SPY is going to be seeing more downside, and I believe once overall this all plays out, Bitcoin is going to continue to decouple from SPY. I think the meme stocks are going to continue to push up. Once liquidity starts to dry up, that's when we could really see a market breaking short squeeze, a real MOA, something that the apes could truly be proud of, is when this market starts to pull back. Just look at what Volkswagen did. It was absolutely insane. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall market. I think we're going to be seeing a red week. Now I'm going to quickly go into Bitcoin and then wrap up this video. Bitcoin tracking perfectly with our predictions. We've been extremely accurate for Bitcoin on this channel. You want to press subscribe and lock in. You guys can see that we called the bull run around 15,000. I said, hey, Bitcoin's going on a bull run. We're breaking out of this falling wedge. We're starting to show bullish macro technicals with the weekly and the monthly MACD. We're about to break out. Well, that's exactly what we did and made a new all-time high. Then Bitcoin consolidated. We talked about the potential failure of this rally, but what happened was this happened to be a consolidation range. Very, very clear hindsight's 2020. This was a consolidation range. This was a spring. We held this overall trend line. A lot of people were fearful here that Bitcoin would dump much lower, and it did have the potentiality to do that, but that's not what happened. We held the trend line as support and got a major spring back to the sun upside, and are continuing to rip to the upside as banks are starting to show failures. People are rolling into Bitcoin because people could still transfer money with Bitcoin even though the banks were down. People could still get money out of the Bitcoin system even though the banks were down. So people are kind of seeing the utility of Bitcoin in real time, and I believe that this is somewhat a flight of safety. Also, the fact that BlackRock has gotten involved in Bitcoin with the Bitcoin ETFs and then spot ETFs coming up for Ethereum and everything else. I believe cryptocurrency is set up for a huge move. It's tracking perfectly with that huge move. I think new all-time highs are coming for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, not financial advice. Bitcoin is quickly approaching these levels as well, sitting at 68,000 $68,100 right now. If we break above $69,200 using it at a support, you're going to see a nice move towards that $72,000 range. And if we break above $72,000, Bitcoin will make a new all-time high. I know that the previous all-time high is 73,000, but if we break above 72 using that as support, that's a break of this overall range, and we will make a new all-time high, probably towards around $80,000 per BTC. I think Ethereum is also set up for a move. In my personal opinion, is making a huge bull flag. If Ethereum can break above around $3,800, $4,000, you're going to see a breakout of this bull flag, and I think that could send Ethereum to all-time highs. Spot ETF coming out for Ethereum, Sol ETF. I think altcoin season is going to be absolutely epic, and I think the cryptocurrency market is setting up for a move much bigger than anyone could anticipate it. I think that this is actually going to be one of the most exciting and valuable opportunities in our lifetime, in my personal opinion. Again, I'm a huge cryptocurrency bull. Based off everything I'm seeing with macroeconomics, cryptocurrency is absolutely going to take off, and Bitcoin is one of the best forms of money that we have, in my personal opinion. So Bitcoin's still tracking, Ethereum still tracking, cryptocurrency market still tracking, looking good. This was the weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. And I appreciate you if you managed to watch the end of this video. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like to support the channel and leave a comment. That is a great way to help the channel grow and help the video grow. I really appreciate it if you manage to watch the end, because that also helps out as well. If you want to support the channel in a different way, you can check out the merch store, link down in the comment section below. I am rocking some of the merch right now, and I appreciate each and every one of you, because I could not be here without all of you. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.